Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Deadpool 2 and its box office for the weekend. So here's what happened. It made $125 domestic, $125 million domestic, and $176 million foreign. That is a total of $301 million, right? Now that seems like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money if you are not a superhero movie. If you are a superhero movie, it is a major problem. So, let's talk about the Deadpool 2 box office. All right, so 125. What's wrong with the one? Now, I'm talking about this because I think that there are a lot of lessons that come out of Deadpool 2. But what is the issue with 125 million domestic? You'd think that's a lot of money. You'd think that's a good performance. It's not. Here's why. Okay, so one, there were industry projections. Okay, so industry projections were $130 million and $150 million. So that was the industry projection. Between 130 and 150 million dollars, and Deadpool came in under that projection, right? The reason why it was projected to do that high was everybody knew that this was swinging for $1 billion. The real question with Deadpool 2, and really it was the same question with Deadpool 1, is can a rated R superhero movie make $1 billion, right? Marvel is shooting for $2 billion with their films. If they're doing like a minor sub-character, they're shooting for $1 billion, right? But if you are a studio and you are bringing out a major superhero, then it's not an Ant-Man situation. Then you are shooting for at least $1 billion, and the reality is you're only shooting for $1 billion because pretty much the entire industry has given up the ground of $2 billion, and are realizing that Marvel's the only game in town that plays at that level, right? But everybody else is shooting for $1 billion, and there was a lot on the line with Deadpool 2 because because people get sick of family-friendly movies, right? And even like, and the other issue is Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are certainly not family-friendly, but they go as far as to be family antagonistic, right? They are rated R. They're a hard R. The second one, there's a lot of debate on whether it was a soft R or not. But the reality is you're seeing a situation where that is the entire experiment of Deadpool is, can you make $1 billion, right? And everybody's like, well, the first one made $700 million. That was never the goal, right? And the reality is that Deadpool 2, the entire Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, this is an experiment to say, hey, there's a market for mature, NSFW superhero fare, right? And now the experiment's over, right? We know what the market for NSFW superhero fare is, and it is $500 to $600 to maybe $700 million if you execute perfectly, right? And that's one of the things I would say is, as far as Deadpool 2, like Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, they executed almost perfectly, right? So anybody else who tries to do this, you need to bring everything that Ryan Reynolds brought, everything that Fox brought, and it's hard to imagine that you would execute better than them. In fact, the probability is very low that you would execute better than them. So the reality is, here is what we have learned from Deadpool 2, okay? One, you cannot make $1 billion today with a rated R film. You can't do it. And the reason why is family-friendly movies are so ubiquitous, why there are so many of them, and why they do the same way they will do is guys like me. I have a family of 6 people, right? You know what I mean? We go to the movies, and I'm bringing 6 people. If we like that movie, we will go back and see it 2 or 3 times. For Moana, my family generated 15 tickets. One family, 15 tickets, right? Now, rated R movie, okay, you get a guy or a gal, maybe they go together, maybe they go apart, and maybe they see it one more time. You're not even bringing half what a family brings on initial viewing. right? And so that's the issue. And so my whole point is, Deadpool, right? No one can take away the right for Fox and Ryan Reynolds to try this experiment. I think it was a terrible experiment because it essentially peed in the pool of superhero movies. Before this, every parent in the country knew you go to a superhero movie, you're going to see some fun stuff, you're going to have a good time. People got confused, took their kids to Deadpool 1, were shocked and horrified, right? And every parent in America said the days of taking the whole family to the movies to see a superhero movie are over. Now we got to do research every time there's a superhero movie. Got to be careful every time there's a superhero movie. And a lot of other people are saying, oh, this is super simple. If it's rated R, you don't take them. If it's PG-13, you do. It's not that simple, right? Some parents take their kids to rated R movies. In the past, I had taken my kids to rated R movies. Not when they were 8 or 9, but when they were like 13 or 14 or 15. I had forgotten this. My kids told me that, you know what I mean? So, and I think there were like good reasons, but I can't remember. They say that there were, but regardless. So the point is, it made the whole superhero movie for families a murky issue. And the fact that it had not been a murky issue before meant that it was a multi-billion-dollar multi-billion-dollar market, right? And Deadpool really kind of chipped away at that and made it harder for every single superhero movie to make money. And I don't think that was worth the $700 million it made on its first run, and I certainly don't think it was worth the kind of chump change it's going to make on its second run on Deadpool 2, right? And Deadpool 2 came in under Deadpool 1, right? So that's the point is, excuse me, my allergies are kicking up today. So that is the point is, this experiment is over, and so what do we learn from this? One, you're never going to make $1 billion with a rated R film. Two, NSFW superhero content is a bad idea. It was a mistake to make Deadpool rated R. It should have been made PG-13. When it didn't make $1 billion, there should have been a Blu-ray or a DVD cut that was PG-13, and then at minimum, the Deadpool 2 should have been released as rated R and PG-13, or should have been released straight to PG-13, right? That is the lesson. The other lesson is that that Disney should absolutely shelve or sell Deadpool, right? So they should put it on a shelf, never make Deadpool number 3, right? Or at least wait 5 or 10 or 15, 20 years before another Deadpool movie is done by Disney. And when that comes out, it should definitely be PG-13 film, right? This is and the reason why I say this is this was an experiment. Ryan Reynolds took his shot. Fox took their shot, right? Fox, it's clear it didn't work out for them. It's not clear whether it worked out or not for Ryan Reynolds, right? One of the issues Ryan Reynolds has right now is he was in the mix, right? And there are a lot of people that think he was part of the reason why the original they should have been able to hold on to the original director. They didn't, right? And there was a big question on, Ryan Reynolds was saying, "I'm enough." Well, we know the answer to that. You're not enough. Your movie didn't make $1 billion. This is a superhero movie. Large scale, large budget superhero movies should be able to do $1 billion on a layup, because routinely Marvel is striving to reach that $2 billion mark. So you have all these lessons, and then here's one more lesson. Excuse me. One more lesson is the Marvel Netflix series, right? Mistake, right? They are rated R content on television. Now, there isn't rated R content on television, but the content in them is extremely high. It's very adult. It's very NSFW. I watched all of Daredevil Season 1. I watched half of Daredevil Season 2. I watched 4 or 5 episodes of Luke Cage, and I can't stomach them. I just, to me, nobody needs NSFW content mixed in with superheroes. It's a bad idea. This experiment is over. The numbers are here. The metrics are in, right? And with both of these, we should return to making sure that superhero films are understood to be family friendly, right? or at minimum, they cannot be family antagonistic. This experiment, and so that's what we've learned from Deadpool 2. The experiment is over. Rated R content for superheroes is a bad idea. It's my take. Later.